number 9 we shall see now. Yes, problem number 9, 2017, October, first date. Commenced business, started business, commenced business, they are all one and the same. When business is commenced, the goods are put in the business, that is invested into the business. The goods are contributed to the business. So, what comes into the business? Goods comes into the business. When we buy the goods, we can write purchases account data. But for the first time, when the business is commenced with goods, we should write stock account data. Stock account data. The business started with goods. Goods we should not use, goods comes in, but here we should use the term stock account data. It is the part of the capital, therefore to capital account. Who is the person here? Sasi Kumar. To Sasi Kumar capital account. I cannot write here capital, therefore I went and write Sasi Kumar capital account. The amount is 40,000. 40,000. Amount is 40,000. Narration. If the term given in the problem is business started business. Here this is business commenced business, therefore business commenced. The term that is given in the question, you use the term, same term, in the books of Sasi Kumar. Yes, one journal entry is over. We will get then the second one, third, cash introduced in the business. Third. That is, that cash is invested into the business by Sasi Kumar. So what comes in? See the debit rule. What comes in? Debit comes in, that is cash comes in. Cash account data. Cash introduced means the cash is coming into the business. Cash account data. Whenever the cash is introduced in the business, it is called capital. Therefore, to capital account, whose capital account? Sasi Kumar's capital account. The same thing. Sasi Kumar capital account. Sasi Kumar capital account. The amount is 60,000. That is cash introduced. Introduced cash or cash introduced. Introduced cash. That's it. Then this is over. Then after third, it is fourth. Purchased goods from Arul on credit. Just now I said. Whether the goods are purchased on credit or cash, whatever it is, no receiver. What comes in when goods are purchased? Goods comes in. I said goods account data. But we are not permitted to write goods account data. What we should write? We should write purchases account data. When goods are purchased, we should write goods comes in, therefore goods account data as per general rule. But here in accountancy, we should not use the goods account data. Here the purchases account data we should write. And the goods are purchased on credit from Arul it is a credit. When we buy goods for cash, cash goes out. But here the goods are purchased on credit. So nothing goes out, but who is the giver? From Arul we bought, therefore Arul is the giver. So purchases account data to Arul account. Purchases account data to Arul account, that is 10,000. 10,000, 70,000. 70,000. It is cash purchase or credit purchase. Since the name appears, it is credit purchase. Credit purchase. Yes. Then on 6th after 4th, 6th it is, leave a line gap. 6th. On 6th what happens? Returned goods to Arul valued 10,000. We bought goods from Arul first. Later what we did, since the goods are not in good condition, due to some fault, the business returns the goods amounting rupees 10,000 to Arul. When we buy the goods, goods comes in. When we return the goods, goods goes out. And the debit rule, what it is, when we return the goods to Arul, who is the receiver? Debit the receiver, Arul is the receiver. When we buy the goods, Arul is the giver. So credit we used. When we send back some goods, when we return the goods, who is the receiver? The receiver is the Arul. Therefore, Arul account data. Goods திருப்பி அனுப்பும் போதும் அருள்கிட்டேருந்து வாங்கின goods-ஐ யார் ரிசீவ் பண்ணிக்குவான்னா அருள் தான் ரிசீவ் பண்ணிக்குவோம். Arul account data. Then what goes out? Any giver? Receiver the Arul. Receiver is the Arul. But who is the giver? Nothing. Anything goes out, goods only goes out. So here we should write goods account to goods account. But it is not permitted. Instead, we should use purchases return account. Purchases return account we should write. Narration, goods returned. From this, what you have learned? What you have learned from this? Purchases, when you buy the goods, purchases account data. When you return the goods, purchases return account creditor. For purchase debit entry, for purchase return credit entry. Should remember. Purchases account data, purchase return account creditor. That is in the second line. The amount of goods is returned goods to Arul 10,000. 10,000 valued goods are returned. Right. Then after that, yes, we shall continue now. After 6, what is the next transaction? Paid cash to Arul on account 60,000. Paid cash to Arul. The date is 10. Put the date 10. When cash paid to Arul, anybody receiver? We pay cash to Arul. Who is the receiver? Arul is the receiver. Therefore, debit the receiver rule. Therefore, Arul account debtor. Arul account debtor. Debit the receiver rule, we have written. When we pay cash, paid to cash to Arul, paid cash to Arul. Any giver? No. Here anything goes out, cash goes out. When we pay cash, Arul receive. Therefore, Arul is the receiver. What goes out? Cash goes out to cash account. The amount is 60,000. Amount is 60,000. Narration, cash paid. Cash paid. Then, after 10, sold goods to Chandar on credit. That is on 15. Sold goods to Chandar on credit 30,000. On 15, leave a line. On 15, sold goods to Chandar on credit. Then when we sell the goods, there are two possibilities. We may receive the cash, or when we sell the goods, someone will be the receiver. நம்ம கடனுக்கு விற்கும் போது ஒன்று cash will comes in. The person to whom we are selling it is the receiver. Here this is the credit sales. Who is the receiver there? Chandar is the receiver. Therefore, Chandar account debtor. Chandar account debtor. 2. What goes out? Cash goes out. When we sell goods, is it cash goes out? No. Goods goes out. But we don't write for the sale of goods. The goods goes out. What we write to sales account. So it is credit sales. Credit sales. This is what is told on 15. Sold goods to Chandar on credit 30,000. This is when goods are sold to Chandar, Chandar is the receiver. Therefore, Chandar account data. What goes out when goods are sold? Goods goes out, but we don't write the goods account. Instead, we are writing sales account. This is on 15th. Then, after 15th, it is 18th. Chandar returned the goods. Leave a line gap. Chandar returned goods. On 18th, when Chandar returned goods, what happens? We have already sold goods to Chandar. Now Chandar returns goods. Therefore, what receiver is there any? No. What comes in? Goods comes in. What comes in? Goods comes in. And therefore here goods account data we should write. No, it is not permitted. Since it is the sold away goods, that is the sales good, therefore it is sales return account. Sales return account data. Sales return account data. 2. Sales return account data. Right. Who is giving? Chandar sales pannirukrom. So Chandar is returning the goods. That goods comes in, and we should not write the goods account data, but we should write sales return account data. Right. To giver, who is giving? Chandar is giving, or Chandar is returning the goods. So to Chandar account. To Chandar account. Goods returned. Goods returned. Here this is purchases return, here the sales return. The amount of goods returned is 6,000 rupees. 6,000. 6,000 rupees. So from this what you should learn? When the goods are purchased, purchases account data. When the purchased goods are returned, purchases return account creditor. So purchases will appear on the debit, purchases return will appear on the credit. Same thing here. When goods are sold away, goods goes out. So we write sales account creditor, and at the same time, when the sold away goods are returned, sales return will be on the debit. So credit sales account, sales return account debit. You should remember this. Okay. Perfect. Transactions after 18th, 20th. Chandar returned goods worth 6,000 we have completed. Then received cash from Chandar in full settlement, that is 23,000. Received cash from Chandar. What is the rule here? What comes in? Cash comes in. What comes in? Cash comes in. So cash account data. Cash account data. What is the amount of cash received from Chandar? 23,000. Cash comes in. Who is the giver? See the credit rule. Giver. Chandar account. To Chandar account. This 23,000. So what is given here? Account settled. Account settled by Chandra. In that case, we should go to the past. Sold goods to Chandra on credit 30,000. Goods sold 30,000. How much is returned? 6,000 worth goods returned. So, what amount should be given by Chandra? 24,000 should be given by Chandra. Chandra sales பண்ண goods 30,000, out of which he returned 6,000 valued goods. So, how much he should pay? To be paid 24,000. So, minus 6,000. But what he did by paying 23,000, he said the account is settled. So, in the name of Chandra, what amount should be there? 24,000. 24,000 we should write. But he has paid only 23,000 and said the account is settled. Therefore, what we should write here, the missing amount, the balancing amount we should write, discount account data, that is 1,000 rupees we should write. Discount account data. How we have written, the goods sold valued 30,000. Out of 30,000, 6,000 goods were returned. Therefore, Chandra has to pay 24,000. But what he does, he pays simply 23,000 and says the account is settled. Account settled பண்ணியாச்சுன்றா. அப்போ in the name of Chandra it is 24,000. But how much has come in? Cash 23,000 has come in. So what about the difference 1,000 rupees? It is presumed that it is called discount. So discount account data 1,000. Usually for one debit there will be one credit. That is called simple journal entry. Simple journal entry. That is, for one debit, there is corresponding one credit. Sometimes like this, for many debit, there may be one credit. For many credit, there may be one debit. Such entries are called compound journal entries. Compound journal entries. Compound journal entry. Here, this is a compound journal entry because for one credit there are two debits. It is called compound journal entry. We leave a line gap here. After it, then we go to the next date. What is the next date? Next date is 25th. Next date 25th. On 25th, what happened? Paid salaries. When salary is paid, any receiver, any name is given, no name is given. Paid salaries, that's all. Anything comes in, ஏதாவது business உள்ள வருமா? No. Is it an expense to the business? Yes, it is an expense. When salary is paid to the staff, it is an expense to the business. Therefore, according to the third rule, debit the expenses. Salary is an expense. Therefore, salary account data. Salaries account data. Salaries account debtor, because salaries is an expense. Salaries account debtor. Okay, then when salary is paid, what goes out? See the credit rule. First one, no giver. Go to the second one. What goes out? Cash goes out. Because paid salaries to cash account we should write. When we can write to cash account? If the question is paid salaries. The last problem also we said the paid rent. When rent is paid, that means we have paid cash for rent. If paid salaries, it means we have paid cash for salaries to someone. But here there is a tail part of the sentence through ECS. ECS means electronic credit system. ECS. Electronic credit system. ECS means electronic credit system. That means who is the giver there? Bank is the giver. Whether it is electronic credit system, whether paid through ATM card, paid through debit card, paid through credit card, whatever it is, who is the giver there? Bank is the giver. Therefore, salaries account debtor to bank account. Here, salary is paid through ECS. Paid through ECS, electronic credit system. The amount salary is 2,000. 2,000. Salary is 2,000. Once again, you just listen to this transaction. Salary is an expense, so debit expense, all expenses rule. See the third rule, nominal account rule. Therefore, salary is an expense, salary is account debtor. If it is given here, there paid salaries only, then salaries account debtor to cash goes out. What goes out? Cash goes out. See the credit rule, that is the second rule, cash account. To cash account they can write. But in the tail part of the question, and the question உடைய வால் பகுதியை பாருங்க, paid through ECS, electronic credit system. So that is connected with the bank. Therefore, bank is the giver. So salaries account debtor to bank account 2,000. And the last account, last transaction, Sahil took for personal use goods worth 10,000. You should listen very carefully for personal use. Whatever taken for personal use, it may be cash, it may be goods from the business. Businessலேருந்து goods எடுத்துக்கலாம், cash எடுத்துக்கலாம், whatever it is. If it is for personal use, in the last problem I said, it is drawings account debtor. If anything is taken for personal use, a standard entry is drawings account debtor. We should write drawings account debtor. Sahil took for personal use goods worth 10,000. That is Sasi. It must have been Sasi. It is Sahil. It is wrongly printed. Sasi took for personal use goods worth 10,000. 10,000 goods worth he has taken. If it is cash, cash is taken, drawings account debtor to cash account, because cash goes out. But here the goods is taken. Therefore, what goes out? Goods goes out. But here you should not write goods account, but you should write drawings account debtor to purchases account. When cash is taken for personal use, drawings account debtor to cash account. When goods are taken for personal use, drawings account debtor to purchases account, that is 10,000. Goods drawn for personal use. Goods drawn for personal use. Goods drawn for personal use. This is the journal entry. I repeat once again, when something is drawn for personal use, drawings account debtor, it is definite. But if the cash is drawn to cash account, when goods are drawn for personal use to purchases account debtor, we should write. And now, for you the assignment is illustration number 8, illustration number 8 or illustration number 1 to illustration number 1 to 9. Illustration number 1 to 9. This is the assignment. Illustration 1 to 9. This is 8 and 9 are longer problems, but from 1 to 7, you just pass journal entries alone. You need not write other explanations. When you are doing illustrations from the book, you pass only the journal entry, not other explanations. You write here, example 1, it is given. In this example 1, you just write this journal entry alone. You need not explain all these things or the questions. You should answer only the journal entry. Likewise, for example 2, you should pass only this journal entry. For example 3, you should pass only this journal entry. For example 4, you should pass only this journal entry. For example 5, you should pass only this journal entry. For example 6, you should pass only this journal entry. For 7, you should pass only this journal entry. For example 8, only you should pass this journal entry. 8. For example 9, you should pass only this journal entry. For example 10, you should pass this journal entry. For example 11, you should pass only this journal entry. For example 12, only you should pass this journal entry. For example 13, you should pass only this journal entry. So you can write or you can do the examples only, the rest we can do. Example 1 to 13. Only one journal entry. So in 13 examples, you should pass only 13 journal entries. From illustration 8, we shall do it later. This is up to example 1 to 13 you must do as assignment. Okay, thank you.